Hi folks, Van Prepper here with a Safe Act News and gun rights news couple of minutes. First off, on the Safe Act front, Governor Cuomo had a State of the State address and was met with protests, even though he moved it to a different venue in a big auditorium by ticket only and tightly controlled who was allowed to go, so we didn't have a lot of opposition and protests. He was met with protests outside of the venue when he got there and when he left, which is a rarity because when we go to Albany to protest, Governor Cuomo just hightails it on out of Albany before we even get there. So it was nice that he at least had to see and hear the protesters last night. On another note, there is a Safe Act protest in, uh, what is it? Middleburg, New York, this Saturday. So we're keeping the pressure on the best that we can here in New York State. And that's all we can do right now because we don't have a mechanism for recall like they did in Colorado. I wish we did. On some other news, Quinnipiac University economics professor Martin Geis, G-U-I-S, released a study in which he confirmed what most gun rights people already knew, which is the states with the highest and strictest standards for carry concealed permits and tighter gun control actually had higher murder rates and higher crime rates. He said that, through the study, what he found is there is gun control seems to have the opposite of the desired effect, in which it leads to more crime and higher murder rates, not less, as gun control people seem to think. Mayor Mike Bloomberg, former Mayor Mike Bloomberg of New York City, awesome. Hate the guy, can't stand him, but at least he's a man of principle and doesn't say what he says just because it benefits his one party or whatever. He launched an attack ad against Mark Pryor, a Democrat incumbent from the state of Arkansas, because he perceives him to be pro-gun. Now, I don't think that's a problem. That's actually a selling point for Mark Pryor for me. But when he launched this attack ad, Chuck Schumer, who normally loves Mike Bloomberg's attack ads because they normally run against Republican candidates, Mike Bloomberg came out, Chuck Schumer and President Obama both went to him, and I'm sure several other people, and said, you need to back off. Stop running these ads. We're going to lose the Senate if you run these ads against incumbents in these states. So Mike Bloomberg has backed off on running these ads, but at least Mike Bloomberg's a man of principle, unlike Chuck Schumer and most of the other politicians in Washington who do what they do just because it benefits them and maintains their own power. So Mike Bloomberg's a dick. Don't get me wrong. I can't stand the guy. But at least what he does, he actually believes in. He doesn't do it because he thinks it's politically expedient. A couple of quick notes. All I have left. One, everybody knows Chicago got their outright ban on firearm sales in the city of Chicago limits. Boom! Kicked out by the state. That's gone. Said it was unconstitutional. You can't just have an outright ban. Now they'll figure out a way to screw the people still by adding about 50 steps, and they'll have to take them to court for that. But for right now, they got that done, so that's a good thing. And then in New Jersey towns, specifically the town of Paterson, New Jersey, they were adding that you had to actually have to submit with your paperwork for a carry conceal permit, you had to submit a passport photo. Court, after going to the third level of court, the court finally found that that is an added step. You can't just throw in arbitrary added steps just to make it harder for people to get the permit, and they threw that out. So, we're seeing some good victories around the country. Unfortunately, it's taken people time and a lot of their own money to fight these battles in court. I'm Van Prepper. I hope you like this news. I hope you found it encouraging. Happy shooting, guys.